To the papers this morning. I have my committed analysts this morning. Okay. Good morning, welcome to the program this morning. Yes, it is a Thursday in the city of Lagos, and we are right here in Ogba. This is June 23rd, 2022. We are going to be looking at the reports we have this morning. Once again, welcome to the program. I am Christian Chuku. We are here in Ogba, and we are going to get people talking on the reports that we have on the papers this morning. I have with me the Daily Sun newspaper. I have also the Punch, the Daily Sun, and the Punch newspaper this morning. Yes, we are going to be looking at the response of the president and also the reactions of Ohaneze towards the fact that IPOB should be designated as a terrorist organization by Western allies. We are going to looking at INEC. INEC bows extends exercise by 60 days. INEC bows extends exercise by 60 days voter registration. Okay, plans deployment of additional machines, ad hoc staff. Plans deployment of additional machines and ad hoc staff. Should they be pressurized before they know what to do? Should the leaders in government be pressurized before they know what to do? Should the citizens advise them on their roles and how they can proactively respond to situations before they start doing? Pressure on INEC has made them extend their exercise by 60 days. That's 2 months. Plans deployment of additional machines, ad hoc staff. Yes, in Enugu State, there has been a response and a report that the machines are, by the INEC has not reached Enugu State. INEC has not taken any machine to Enugu State. We're expecting the body should to be accountable and also should stand by integrity and send machines to Enugu State. Subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira by year end. Ipman, subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira by year end, says fuel supply drops by over 68% in 3 months. We have found out that the government is always complicit in every crisis in the country. UK, US, others won't ban IPOB. UK, US, others won't ban IPOB. Ohanese tells Buhari. US, UK, others won't ban IPOB. Ohanese tells Buhari. Yes, on defections, APC panics, begs lawmakers. Defections, APC panics, begs lawmakers. On the ASU strike, the federal government is saying that ASU strike will soon end. We have heard many statements from the same federal government that the ASU strike will still end. But this we are at the fourth month. ASU strike will still end by the federal government. Gunmen behead ex-Anambra lawmaker. Gunmen behead ex-Anambra lawmaker. Punch newspaper this morning for scarcity. Marketers rally against NNPC monopoly. Marketers rally against NNPC's monopoly. Senate moves to resolve Supreme Court crisis. Supreme Court crisis. NBA demands accountability. Yes, SANU, NASU extends strike. Federal government hopeful on ASU to end strike. But SANU and NASU extends its strike. Support for OB like NSAS movement. Support for OB like NSAS movement. Victor Ume. Support for OB like NSAS movement. Okay, the main headline on the Punch this morning: 20 senators set to dump APC party's majority under threat. 20 senators set to dump APC party's majority under threat. What are the reasons? Angry lawmakers protest loss of tickets. Angry lawmakers protest loss of tickets. 30 senators ditch ruling party. 13 senators ditch ruling parties. Adamu summons emergency meeting, says no party leader won't be worried. It's a welcome development. We expect more to join us. PDP declares. Yes, we expect more to join us. PDP declares. And also, a senator has joined the Labour Party in the House. A senator from Imo State has joined the Labour Party. Now, Labour Party has one senator. Our Kaduna Church attacks, politically motivated from the presidency. Our Kaduna Church attacks, politically motivated is from the presidency. Okay, let's look at other reports this morning. The response of Ohaneze to the president on the issue of IPOB. We'll get that The page 27 of the Sun newspaper this morning, page 27 of the Sun. The Ahanes Ndigbo has told President Muhammad Buhari that the United States and United Kingdom and other Western nations would not heed his call for Nigeria's international partners to proscribe the indigenous people of Biafra as a terrorist organization. Yes, the pro-Biafran group has flagged President Buhari for accusing its members of vandalizing oil pipelines and other public infrastructures in Niger Delta, resulting in fuel scarcity. It was reacting to Buhari's call on Western nations to designate IPOB as terrorists, saying criminality and terrorism in oil producing regions hamper production, and it would help if our Western allies. Yes, I have Mr. Kunle. Go on, Mr. Kunle.
Yeah, good morning, viewers. Yaribo Risa, Yaribo, what's Yerioba, greetings to you, and enough goodies for you from one of you over there, from one of the viewers, Sketo. Now, Sketo Indomie at the shop, and I still have some for you that can give to you. Sketo is one of the viewer like you, and a very reasonable person.
Let's start with the papers here this morning. Okay, Kaduna Church attacks politically motivated to divide Nigeria. That's from the president.
Sure. I think it may be right. It may be right on that side. See, when you are condemning people, right? When you see the right thing, out of maybe hundreds he has done, wrong things he has done, well, when you do the right thing, say it out. It may be right. And who are the political machinery behind this? It's still part of his inner caucus. It's part of the Fulanis, herdsmen, that say they will make Nigeria ungovernable if they don't get their ranches, if they don't, they don't get their grazing land, right? Yeah. And that is what is manifesting. I think he may be saying elements of the truth. And who are the political people sponsoring that? They are the, they say Kukurutonje for RF for lower. That's insects where they bite vegetable. It's always inside the vegetable. So take it or leave it. Those people destabilize, their plan is to destabilize this country, because if I cannot have my way, then the whole thing will then scatter. And I'm talking of who than this bandit they call him bandit. There are people behind them. There are people behind them. They are their patron. There are people behind them that are sponsoring them, that are financially, financially, sponsoring them, motivationally, all sort of things. So they should fish. And if himself, if he's telling us there are people just want to use politics to divide Nigeria, he should fish those people out. I think they are inside his carcass. Even if they are outside, it will be easier for him to fish them out. What is the work of the DSM?
Are you saying that the government has been doing enough to fish them out?
So there's nothing really on ground that they have been doing. I see nothing on ground that the government is doing. I see nothing on ground. Why I'm saying so? First, once beaten, twice shy. Twice beaten, twice shy. Twice beaten, fourth shy. Fourth beaten, fifth shy. So when are you going to be serious? That's justice.
No, you're saying the government is not serious.
They are not doing not much enough. But how can some element of ragtag come together and start oppressing 220 million population? Quote and unquote. What is the population of these people, for God's sake? What's their population? They are minors. How many are the bandits that are killing and they are kidnapping all around? How many are the Fulanis they are killing? But their kingpin that is sponsoring them, why can't they bring them to book? I think what Buhari should have done is hit the ground running, check your security system apparatus, put them in place. You can see what General Irabo is saying. Just of recent now, that there are some disgusting elements. In Nigerian military. They are being loyal but they will fish them out. So are they just knowing that? They ought to have known that since. That there are some people that are loyal to all this enemy. There are people that are still loyal to all this bandit. There are people that are loyal to all these Fulanis. S-men. Killer S-men. It's just that you can't talk everything online now. Live now. There are some I've even witnessed, even in Ogba here. There are some I've witnessed. And he was telling me, letting me know that they have the power. He was in bush, he was in the bush one time, he had a gun, and he had no money, and he was now looking for how can he make money from this? For someone to be talking like that, and it's not a low-ranking military man. So the way people just talk, there are things you hear, but you can't say openly for the sake of pacification. I mean, what's it called? Persecution. So let's just leave it like that. We know there are some interests that are backing this bandit. There are some interests that are backing this Boko Haram. That is why I'm saying, if the whole thing is going, give me referendum. All those ones they are talking, I'm just using that now to hit them back. If the referendum happens today, who the cap fits, I will vote for one of these presidential aspirants that is from the West. Because all what I need is referendum. I don't even believe in Nigerian election again. I want referendum that will give me a good leader, that will give me any leader that comes from my zone and he messed up. I'll be able to hold him accountable. You will be able to track him to where he comes from. It brings the government closer. It brings the government closer. Not some people will just sit down in Abuja and pick some cronies from states, for all the states, bring some few cronies, and they'll join them in Abuja, and they'll forget they'll forget they'll forget the constituency. So what are we now saying? It can't work. I keep telling people, if they want to fix up this problem we are having now, General Abdul Salam, that is in London now, I wish him quick recovery. Now, let him come back and bring out the 1999 Constitution. When you're talking, all these people, they don't know what is going on. They will just jump into the conversation. It's politics, this thing.
Somebody said a fantastic leader with the 1999 Constitution will fail.
A fantastic what?
Leader. With the 1999.
Yeah, sure, he's right. Because it's default.
Will not change anything.
It's fault. Let Abdul Salam go and bring out the constitution, the military constitution, which was administered by Justice Nikki Toby, and the late Justice Nikki Toby. And they should bring out the constitution and right the wrong that they wrote there. And bring out the vital and productive, sections under that constitution. Then let's review it and put it to use. The right ones, let's review it and put it into use. Rather than we, Nigeria, we decide to, who did they consult? They didn't consult anybody. We were not consulted. They just go to like 3, 4 places and say, we, Nigeria, have decided to abide by this constitution. Who followed them? Did they consult you? Did they even consult my father before he died? Nobody consulted. So that way, you're not saying that you keep talking politics. This one, I voted. If you bring Macron to Nigeria today, cannot work because of the default constitution. Bring Obama. Let's go and bring Obama out from retirement. That come and rule Nigeria today. He will run away within a week. He will run away.
So neither Tinubu, Atiku, Pagaso.
None of them will be Tinubu, Atiku. They cannot fix all this. Let us tell ourselves the truth. When we are going regional, it's going to be better. That's why I keep telling you, I'm a Southwest person. Today, when you tell me, say, who am I going to vote for? I cannot vote for any other person apart from my region because that will bring government closer to me. The federalism we are practicing is not working. Federalism, I've tasted 2 countries. I've tasted the government in Cote d'Ivoire, and I'm tasting the government in Nigeria now. I see the quite big gap, big difference. When one is organized, the other one is disorganized. The one that's supposed to organize the minor countries is the one messing up. The one they're supposed to be looking up to as giants of the Africa is the sleeping giant of Africa. So will you be happy to belong to such sleeping giants? You can't. You can't be in that squad. You have to be, so
are we united to even come together?
We can't. That's what I'm telling you, that we can't be united.
Have a referendum. Are we united?
We can't be united. We can't be united.
Come together to have that referendum?
We can't be united as it is now. Nothing will unite us in this country. Why I'm saying so, that they've sowed that seed of disunity in us, especially among the youth. They sowed that seed of unity in this unit, of discord in us. And they've told us, they've not let us know. Any crisis now, any protest now, how many is your protest always inclusive protest, all inclusive? No. Some section will be protesting, some section will be anti. You see, that's why you can never. 220 million people is an headache for a country that has not been stabilized, for a country that does not even have a roadmap of where they are going. We are the one feeling the bumps now. We are the one here. And I want to tell anybody that is over there and if he thinks what we're saying is jargon, let him take a flight and stay 1 month in this country and see what is going to happen. Right? The political leaders have failed us. Forget. Right from the advent of democracy, they have failed us. And look at the two vital things we need in this country to move forward. We need energy for, and we need energy. Right? Power. We need power, we need for. Which one did you have since almost how many years? 20-something years of democracy. And we did democracy day the other time. And we are applauding ourselves that we did well.
No, Buhari said that his government, Nigerians are faring better than 2015.
Maybe I think the reality is not yet dawned on him. The reality is not yet dawned on him. Right? As it is, he is the president and he has the load on his head. He has the garbage on his head. And as it is now, the failure of Nigeria is his failure. The failure we are not doing is even worse off.
Subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira.
Subsidy
to hit 6 trillion.
6 trillion. Definitely. But IMF are telling them for them to remove. I think the IMF.
It's not.
Yes, it's not feasible. That's why they are stagnant now. That's why they are hooked up now. The government is hooked up. If not, they will have removed that subsidy. They will have removed that subsidy. But it's not feasible.
But 5 trillion naira if invested into Nigeria.
And the refinery. Or what? Invested into Nigerian economy generally. But nothing is showing. Nothing is showing. That's why I'm saying there's something wrong with this country. And it has to be foundational problem that is wrong with this country. And if you don't dig down to why are we here? What makes us to be where we're not supposed to be now? What are the real roots of the problem from the foundation? What are the roots? What are the roots? What are the roots of the problems? Let us find the roots of the problem and dig the roots out. But if we cannot do that, if you are looking for fire brigade, if you are looking at fire brigade approach to progressiveness of this country, nothing, it cannot work. Okay. And I'm telling you, any president that is coming in,
you stand on referendum.
I stand on referendum.
No.
And when referendum comes, and if nobody wants to allow us referendum, let everybody vote according to their region line. Pick a leader according to their region line and follow the leader. Okay. Maybe through that one we follow. That is my own opinion, and nobody can change my opinion. I think I'm right to say my opinion. Thank you very much. Say yours. Not being abusive.
Okay. I have Mazi Chigozie. Good morning, Mazi Chigozie.
Yeah, good morning, Christian.
Okay,
how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good morning to STM viewers across the globe.
Subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira by year end.
You see, this is an established and organized fraud. This is fraud. When you are paying for what people don't enjoy, the service for what people don't enjoy, what do you call that?
Organized crime.
It's an organized crime. It's a fraud. And whosoever, of course, is paying this subsidy, supporting this subsidy, is a complicit to this crime. You see? And it's very unfortunate. From my findings, 100 million can set up a modular refinery. So then what is the sense? What is the economic sense paying 6 trillion naira for subsidy when you can float, even with 1 billion naira, you can float up to 10 standard modular refineries to serve for the domestic use. for local consumption. You take the crude outside the shores of this country to your own refineries. The crude has over 20-something products. You only bring down premium spirit down to this. But what happens to other constituents? And you are still paying 6 trillion a year for subsidy. What are you telling us? It means there is absence of government. The presence of government is not felt. And the absence of this government could mean nothing to us. It's not funny. That is why we are calling for an end of this institution, an end of this failed system. How can you tell me the 6th largest country, oil producing country in the world, cannot have a functional modular refinery? It only depends on whatever you bring, whatever rubbish you bring down to consumers. Unfortunately, we have the markets. There are ready markets for these products. How much is fuel now? People are buying a liter for 300. And of course, the transportation fare has skyrocketed.
Yeah.
You see? I went to Lekki yesterday. Lekki Aja yesterday. I know how much I spent, which ordinary, I spent double what I should. And I have a program that is intended to run for between 3 and 4 weeks. How do I cope up with such expenses? You see, that is unfortunately bothering the entire masses.
Let's look at Ohanese replies to Buhari saying that UK and the US will not ban IPOB or proscribe them as terrorists because their reasoning is different from what the Nigerian president.
The reason is not far-fetched because the UK, the United Kingdom, the America, the US, they are not living like animals. They don't think like animals, like your governments do. They don't think like animals. So asking them to behave like animals, to think like animals, is madness. There are people with conscience. There are people with rationality. There are people who respect, of course, the fundamental rights of the people, who recognizes that it is the fundamental and statutory right of every ethnic nationality or group to call for self-determination. When, of course, their continued existence within an entity is considered as a threat to such a group, they have the right to do so. So it is not these people you are referring to. Nobody, no person within the corridor of governance, you can say that has no certificate. Now, a man without certificate, a nomadic, a man who's supposed to end his career within the bush, wearing, catering for cattle, is now advising people. Why is advising them? You know that Finland have officially recognized the Biafran nation. You see? Why? Because they saw what, unfortunately, because of his hatred for the Igbo race, could not see. We understood his antecedents, of course, during the Civil War, Biafran, of course, the Nigerian Civil War. And you know, he made a statement that he's going to teach the Easterners the lesson of 1967. Imagine somebody who called himself a sitting president under this dispensation. It's very unfortunate, and he's just a lone ranger wandering directionless.
Okay, the attacks on Owo and Kaduna Catholic churches, the president said it is politically motivated.
Whether it is politically motivated or culturally motivated or ethnic motivated, what is the primary essence of governance? That is a clear indication that he is a failure and have failed in the statutory and of course constitutional obligation, which unfortunately is unfortunately and very unfortunately, rather than accepting his failure and of course taking a bar, is now blaming, building excuses on frivolities. What is political? Is the movement of the Fulani herders not political? Moving from the desert, Sahara regions down to the south to kill the indigenous people and occupy their own settlers, their own ancestral home. Is it not political? So he is saying what he don't know. He's rather indicting himself. If it is political, why have you not arrested people who came to kill and mar your supposed citizens upon whose mandate you stole? And you are ready, you are taking, I'm even better than 100% better than Buhari. Because whatever he consumes, the milk he drinks, the cocoa he drinks, is being paid by, of course, the taxpayers' money. He doesn't know what it means to think and to provide for the family. So I have more dignity than him. I have pains, I have feelings, I have a needs to meet. I have nagging needs to meet. But it's there spending the resources, throwing party, lavishing the commonwealth of the people, and instead they are making noise. A man who, even in 1983, we saw his antecedent. And coming down to this, he has not changed. You can't change the spot of a tiger overnight. He said it's a terrible change. One of those who voted for him is now calling it a terrible change. You see? You see, it's very unfortunate. IPOB has clear, of course, agenda. Their clear motive. They are motivated by the passion to preserve humanity, because they understood that the continued existence within the Nigerian state is endangered. More or less could end up being genocidal. So that's why I'm saying people should be allowed, of course, to whatever happens, to express their political rights, irrespective of whatever is the opinion of the president, who is clueless and irresponsible. The killer herdsman has not been arrested. No one has been prosecuted. No one has been brought to book. And he's telling me this political. If it's political, where are the DSS? Where are the intelligence bureau, people who gather information? And what is the essence of military? What is the essence of sovereignty? Your sovereignty has been compromised, has been destroyed, and you are still telling us it's political. It's very unfortunate that people, of course, he has no other to let him tell Nigerians what he has been able to do in the last 7 years.
Okay, thank you very much.
And why, of course, another APC person, of course, should succeed, should Nigeria remain as an entity. But I'm not seeing that happening, because I understood that whatever happens, the election is a mere distraction. Whether Peter Obi emerges or not, the reality is that people are not free within the Nigeria, even the supposed citizens. So we are looking for freedom. Of course, a country where people build, where people's rights are being respected.
Okay.
And that country is Biafra. You heard what, of course, Sunday Igbo who said that there is no going back to Oduduwa nation. And I believe, of course, that is in consonant with the position of the IPOB.
Thank you very much.
Chigos, yeah, indeed.
Okay, Mr. Andrew, you want to reach get his number, you can reach me on Facebook, Christian Chuku. Send me a message on Facebook, Christian Chuku. Thank you very much. Xavier Perez, good morning, Pastor. Pastor can answer this question. He's in a very good position to answer the question. Somebody is asking if he's living there, whether in the United States, United Kingdom, can he vote?
Currently, the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not permit that. But we are hoping that in the future, as we continue to deepen the democracy, there will enact law that will allow Nigerians in diaspora to vote. But currently, the status quo in terms of the constitution does not permit Nigerians in diaspora to participate in the electoral process.
Okay, Savia parents, if you heard it, you cannot vote when, except to come to Nigeria. And probably you want to do
not just coming to Nigeria. Not just coming to Nigeria. If you come to Nigeria, you have to register to be eligible to vote. Being qualified to fall in,
into the
category of somebody that is eligible to vote, you equally need to register, get yourself a PVC before you are eligible to vote.
We heard that Nigeria INEC is for frustrating Nigerians on the collection and registration of PVCs. Is that true?
Anywhere it happens, I think whoever has the information should bring it to the public domain so that we can name and shame officials of INEC who are doing it. We cannot just rely on rumor and draw inference, because I've heard it from people, but it is difficult to say whether it's true or not. Because by my training, I'm a statistician. If you are talking of anything, before you draw inference, it should be based on evidence. So what I'm saying in essence is, anybody that have any information about it should bring it to the public domain, so that let us name and shame them. Because if you look at the situation of Lekki toll gates, even as government try to change the narrative, the facts are there, the records are there. That does not take away the facts and the figures. So in the same vein, anyone that have information about high-handedness on the part of INEC officials should avail the public of that information with evidence.
Okay, let's look at US, UK, others won't ban IPOB, or Anese tells Buhari.
You see, yesterday, you saw my position. I vehemently oppose the position of Mr. President, Muhammadu Buhari. Because how can you tell the world that IPOB is responsible for blowing of oil pipelines? I don't think so. Because I said yesterday that if you look at when the issue of emancipation of Niger Delta men came up, you see the major key players. You have Tompolo, Boylov, Atake Tom. There are many. Even there was a time Asari Dukobo was in the trench. But the truth is, look at the areas where these pipelines are domiciled. They are not in the major area where you will say the activity of IPOB is predominant. I'm not saying some part of South is not Biafra. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, the area where the activities of IPOB is noticeable as such, you do not see, it's difficult to say that IPOB will come to a place like Baramatu in Delta State, a place like Burutu in Delta State, a place like in fact, the riverine part of Delta State, Bayelsa State, River State, it is difficult to say IPOB is operating in those areas. Akwa Ibom, what I'm saying it is, okay, Akwa Ibom, you may say they have some activities there, but holistically speaking, what is the percentage of oil being produced in Akwa Ibom to the whole of oil that is being produced in Nigeria to use it to justify your position that IPOB is responsible for blowing oil pipelines? I strongly disagree, because if you even look at what we have currently, you agree with me that after Oshibanjo went to Niger Delta to broker peace, we have really enjoyed relative peace in the Niger Delta. So I think I agree with Anese, because the statement that came from Mr. President is like giving a dog bad name in order to hang it. Because he has seen that IPOB enjoy accommodation in the Western world. And I think Mr. President, they rattled about that. He's not comfortable with that. But there's nothing he can do about it, because in those places, they are places where they respect humanity. They respect rule of law. They respect people's right to life. It's not like Nigeria, where security agencies go to let it target, shoot and kill people, and there was massacre, and they start denying and changing the narrative. It's not like Nigeria, where Nigerian army will go and shoot and kill policemen who were on their legitimate duty to arrest a kidnapping in Taraba State. And as we speak, even as Mr. President ordered the then Chief of Defense Staff to consult a panel that will investigate those activities, and the panel did indict the captain and night soldiers. As we speak, there's no indication that they're on trial. So the Western world is not a country like that. The Western world is not a country where the Accountant General of the Federation will be accused of embezzling about 80 billion naira and nobody's asking questions. There's no indication that he's on trial. The Western world is not a country where you will spend 1.48 trillion to turn around maintenance, to carry turnaround maintenance on Nigerian refineries, and as we speak, they are not refining even a liter of PMS.
A liter.
So yes. So what I'm saying is, you have the Western world. They subject everything to rule of law. They respect human life. They believe that life is sacrosanct. So it's not like Nigeria, where security agencies, out of high-handedness, kill Nigerians extrajudicially and nothing comes out of it.
Okay. Subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira by year end. World Bank advises that the price for petrol is not tenable.
The major problem of subsidy regime in Nigeria is, just remember now that I did mention about federal government spending 1.48 trillion to turn around maintenance of Nigerian refineries. Are we supposed to be talking about subsidy now? If that money expended went into the right source and we saw results? And the truth about the subsidy regime is, we are not, what you see in terms of the figures is not what we are consuming. I will remind you, I've said it before now, that is on record that before this government came about in 2015, we are consuming average of 35 million liters of PMS a day. It's on record that during lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown, that we consume average of 50 million liters of PMS a day. And this is a period where everybody was in their houses. Only people who rendered essential services, like the pressmen, the doctors, and some of other persons, professionals, were on the road. So I don't know how come our consumption was up to 50 million liters a day. And as we speak, the government makes us to believe that we are consuming up to even 70 million liters of PMS a day. So what I'm trying to say in essence is, the figure we are seeing is not the actual consumption. Don't forget that the federal government, part of the reason they say we are experiencing scarcity of PMS currently is because they say dealers, marketers go to fuel tank farms, depot, to load and take to neighboring countries. They say it's estimated that we are supposed to be consuming about 60 million liters a day, but the records show that they are loading about 105 liters a day. So the question is, where are they taking the surplus to? It's part of the reason they try to cut down what they take, what they load. According to government, it's part of the reason we are recording crisis.
Nigeria,
though not only that anyway.
Okay, Nigeria are far better off now than I met it, says Buhari.
I think he have lost touch with the reality.
The president of the...
He have lost touch with the reality. I mean, the president...
All his advisors and all this...
He have lost touch with the reality. I think he was basking in the euphoria of the election. But unfortunately, he have lost touch with the reality, because the truth is, how can you say Nigeria is better off? Before Mr. President came on board, we had Boko Haram. But currently we have ISWAP, we have banditry, we have clear sensemen. So the security situation have metamorphosed into a monster under his watch. How can you say we are better off? When he took over, he ordered the then chief of army staff, Burutai, to relocate to Maiduguri and remain there permanently. On the Boko Haram is completely subdued. Has Boko Haram been completely subdued? So how can you say we are better off? I'm not saying he may not have recorded any success, or he may not have done one thing or the other, but it is not correct to say we are better off. Because
are you better off?
The Bible says, when the people shall say there is a casting down, my people shall say there is a lifting up. So the Bible says, let the poor say and rich, let the weak say and strong. So I cannot confess negativity. So you cannot put such question to me, because on the basis of my faith, I know what I should say. But what I'm saying is that, is it on the area of the economy? He's the one that plunged this economy into recession in 2016 as a result of ill-advised policy of the timing of TSA. So because he has TSA, is it sufficient to say we are better off? What was the value of Naira to dollar in 2015, and what's the value currently? I think in 2015 it should be around, if not 300 something to Naira to dollar, I think it's around there. But currently, what is the rate? You are talking about 500, if not 600 Naira to a dollar. So how are we better off? He's talking about oil production. The only thing they know is they want to boost oil production so that we produce our open quota. They are not looking at other areas of life because they are saying that oil is easy money. So for me, I don't know how we are better off. Maybe you can remind me, or maybe you can educate me, maybe you can add to my knowledge. Because personally, I try to search.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand the question.
That's why I'm asking you. Maybe you can add to my knowledge by educating me on the areas we are better off. Because personally, I have not seen it.
Okay. ASU strike will end soon from the federal government.
I listened to the Minister of Labour and Productivity, Mr. Chris Ngige, while he was saying it. But I think the government is insincere. I think the government failed to prioritize areas that needed priority attention. Because I've said it over and over that if you get it right on education, you have solved half of Nigerian problem. The reason is not far-fetched. Because here you are talking about human capital. And human capital has to do with the experience, the knowledge, and the skill needed to drive all the aspects of the economy. And you are playing with it. In the same country where under this fiscal year, you have borrowed $200 million to buy mosquito nets, which we have not even seen anywhere. Anyway, I don't know where they have distributed it.
Maybe not in your area.
I don't think they even distributed in Lagos State or even in Delta State where I hail from. Because recently I went to Delta State, I didn't see anybody who claimed to have benefited from it. So for me, I don't know what the government have done to even be bold enough to approach Nigerians for another mandate. And it worries one where people who have been in the corridor of power, whether at the state level or the federal level, who are part and parcel of failure of leadership in Nigeria, will be telling Nigerians that they have something new to offer. I don't know what new they have to offer, because almost all the political gladiators, almost all the candidates of all the political parties at one point or in time or the other were in government, either at the national level or at the state level. And even currently, we are seeing some major candidates who are acolytes and close associates of Mr. President, who would have used the experience they claim to get, the knowledge they claim to get, the way without they claim to get to drive the economy, to steer the ship of Nigeria out of its present quagmire, who would have used the opportunity of that closeness to Mr. President to advise him on the right policy. Now, maybe they didn't advise him or whatever. They are telling Nigerians that they have a better idea.
Okay,
what better idea do you have?
Voter registration, INEC vows to extend the exercise by 60 days.
No, they have agreed that they will extend it. Because I think the INEC Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Barrister Festus Okoye, was speaking in the light of the courts. I think Sirap was seeking, or rather is seeking a court injunction to compel INEC to extend the registration. That is in good order. But I think when INEC chairman featured in a committee session of House of Rep, he have availed Nigerians through that committee that they will extend the voter registration for 2 months.
Okay, let's go to Labour Party has gotten a senator in the House.
Okay.
Almost 20 APC are threatening to leave. Ekure Madu has said that Obi can't win the election.
Okay, let's take it like this. You see, in every election year, there's always alignment, realignments. And after every primary of any major political party, people will be disenchanted. People will be disillusioned. I think as a result of that being disillusioned is the reason we saw about 13 senators already exited the APC. Now, it depends on how are you able to manage the situation. Because the same situation you see in APC, PDP has their own fair share. As we speak, Wike is at the verge of either defecting to APC or Labour Party. Because we have heard that David Umahi visited him, and IPOB, the candidate of Labour Party, equally visited him. So, and it's a fallout of the way and manner and who the PDP presidential candidate choose as his running mate. We all knew what transpired, how we heard that Wike was being considered, Okowa was being considered before the Lord fell on Okowa. I would say that I think APC have a bigger problem, because as we speak, there's a threat that about 20 senators will defect from the party. As we speak currently, we have about 67 APC senators. Currently, you have PDP 39, other smaller political parties 4, and before now, the other 13 were in APC. So the way it stands, if APC did not manage the situation well to assuage, to placate those people who feel disenchanted, who feel disillusioned as a result of the way and manner they conducted their primary, we are going to see more defection from APC to other political parties.
On Obi cannot win the election.
I think Ekweremadu is speaking on the strength of the structure of Labour Party, because I think Ekweremadu, as a politician of Nigerian extraction who knows what it takes to win an election, is speaking on the basis of that one. You need structure in every structure of the society. Let us not deceive ourselves. Obi is a credible candidate. We can't take that away. But on the election day proper, you need delegates. Sorry, you need people to stand as agents of the party. And what these bigger parties does is areas where the opposition, the smaller parties are not visible, they raise agents for them as dummy agents, and they endorse the results. So I don't know how Labour Party hope to garner the support to the level of being on ground. And again, look at the nature of Nigeria. Don't forget that the state election is an eye-opener. It's a pointer to the direction of the voting pattern of 2023. Because the way it stands, Labour Party, 2023, there's going to be serious vote buying. And Nigerians have been impoverished to the level where they will take any amount of money to vote. So they no longer think of their conscience, especially in the rural area and the northern part of the country. The level of poverty has gone so high that people are even waiting, collecting PVC, waiting for people to come and pay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I have Sarah,
my brother.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, our viewers. I'm greeting all of you outside Nigeria. Thank you. Thank you every day. Thank you. Thank you for making it point of duty to watch every day.
Let me read this out to you. Former Deputy Leader of the Senate, Ike Ekweremadu, has said that the Southeast would not vote for presidential candidates of Labour, Peter Obi.
That's Ekweremadu said that. Anyway, I see Ekweremadu has been a member of that house, that evil lawmakers for how many years? He has been representing his constituency. Do you understand? I think in Kano, or no, it should be in Soka or in Kano North or something like that. Do you understand? Ekweremadu, you see, is more or less a political wizard. Wizard, let me call it winch, so that my brothers over there will understand. Because if I say political wizard, they will think maybe he's an expert, he can play politics well. He's among the witches and wizards that has been what? Hunting down the Igbos over the years. His communities for over 20-something years. He has been in the house. Go to the community, tell me what he has done so far. For the people from that constituency, what has he achieved so far? See, if Ekweremadu could just cough out that rubbish from that his acid-filled mouth, I'm not surprised. No, there's nothing anybody could tell me in Nigeria again that will marvel me. I follow my own vision, I follow my sense. If Ekweremadu could cough out this rubbish, to me it's nothing. Christian, I don't take it. And I don't think any other Nigerian or Igbo man, Yoruba man, Hausa man could take this kind of rubbish from him. Ekweremadu was the first people we dealt with. I say we, because we are all indigenous people of Biafra. In Germany, he thought that he's above the law in Germany. Ekweremadu thought that there's an immunity that covers him across the shore of Nigeria. He went there, he wanted to represent his people, Fulani oligarchs. He wanted to represent them in Germany. We beat him silly. We punch him silly. We did not stone him. No, we don't stone people. No, stoning has to do with thank you. But we punch stupidity out of his mouth. Are you listening to me? Ekweremadu was there when this man Jonathan was putted out, was disgraced out. He was part of the Senate. He joined them. That what put us into this trouble. Ekweremadu. He was vice Senate president to Saraki Ahmed, Fulani man from Ilorin. Yes, they legislate nonsense. They are the one that put us in this mess. Who the hell does he think he is? Ekweremadu was telling us that nobody could vote Labour Party. Just look at him.
The PDP have no influence?
No influence in the Southeast anymore. PDP, nobody. PDP and APC, they have no credibility in Nigeria again. What are you saying? Unless only a blind man will be following PDP, following APC. What is it that they have done over the years? PDP was there for over how many years? 16 years. What is it that PDP has achieved in Nigeria? Tell me. Then APC is here. We are all dying. Let me tell you, Buhari is telling the whole world, Buhari and Osibanjo, that he left Nigeria better way. Buhari is telling the whole world. Okay, let me reply Buhari and Osibanjo. You left Nigeria better way. Thank you so much. A bag of rice was 6,500, 5,000, 5,500 as of 2007 and so on and so forth till 2014, 15. These people came into this government. A bag of rice is sold today 35,000. Arroz of rice 44,000. Are you listening to me? And the other Uncle Benz and all those rice from Thailand, Burma, Asian countries, 45,000, 7,000, 50 something thousand, depending on the species of rice. All those mile long or whatever, those rice, those better species, tiny ones, those bigger ones. Ofada rice is sold a bag 90,000 because that is the best rice so far. And you know, Ofada rice is what made in Nigeria. Look at how costly food items are. Essential commodities in Nigeria has become luxury. Fuel prices was 87 naira when these stupid people came into power. These people that are deceiving Nigeria. Now, a liter of fuel is being sold in Lagos 200 naira. Kerosene was what? 100 naira before. Now kerosene is 800. Diesel was what? 400 naira before. Now diesel is sold 280 before. Thank you. Now diesel is sold 900. You know that before? Oh my God! Look at power outage or what do you call it? How much do they collect before NEPA? We don't know.
In a month you pay like 700 in a month.
Thank you. In a month. Foreign currency. National Electricity Power Authority has become what? How do we describe it again in Nigeria? They are worse than Nigerian police. They are worse than the former NITEC. Very, very expensive. There's nothing is going on well in Nigeria again. Everything is wrong. What are you telling me?
Okay.
Everything has gone wrong, gone down, and Osibanjo is telling us that Buhari is the best president Nigeria has ever had. Whoa! I don't know why it is twisting my ear. It is twinkling, twisting my ear, twisting my ear.
Let's look at US, UK, others won't ban IPOB. Ohaneze tells Buhari.
Yes, because IPOB is a product of what? Inequality. Oppression, product of oppression, product of injustice. Are you listening to me? If everything was going on well in Nigeria, there shouldn't be a group like that. Because every nationalities in Nigeria have right to be in the centrality. But only a certain people, certain regions, they have been going there, living in John Nation, living in Igbo Nation, living in Efik, living in Ibibio, living in Urobo. Only them, they have the right to rule. All of them. Inequality. Federal presence has been felt only in Abuja. Are you listening to me? Zamfara, Kadu said, Almajiri School, had it been Jonathan built our own, Almajiri School, other schools, they might target any other name in the southeast, in the southwest. There won't be poorly educated young men and women in the southern Nigeria. He took the whole development in the north. Go and see roads in Zamfara, roads in Kano State, first class roads. Nothing for the south. Are you listening to me? So you don't tell me now that Eastern Nigeria has been denied of every right in the centrality. We cross their hands as you cross your own and be looking at Fulanis, migrants, foreigners, nomads from other countries to be enjoying Nigerian resources, while Igbo man will cross his hand. Look, a foreigner will be enjoying our natural resources in the southern Nigeria, in the Biafra land. I think you are telling me, see, UK can never, ever, America can never, ever place any embargo on IPOB. IPOB is free to move everywhere, anywhere in the world. Let me tell you, See, we are reading it on the paper. Ohaneze knows it that in Netherlands today, in Austria today, India, China, America, UK, we have deep roots in UK more than any other nation of the world. IPOB do go to number 10 Downing Street, Westminster, England, London. They always knock on the door of the British Prime Minister. That is the home of British Prime Minister. Number 10 Downing Street. They can ban us. Trump could not do that. Joe Biden either. He cannot. Listen to me. Go to India, ask Modi about the IPOB. Indian Prime Minister, Modi. Go and ask him. Go anywhere. Go to China. Everywhere, all over the world. IPOB has nothing to do with terrorists or terrorism or insurgency. No. They are what secessionists, you might call them. They are not they are not rebellious. They are not rebels. They are fighting for their right. Self-determination. Self-realization.
He said that they are blowing the pipelines and
nobody, nothing like that. IPOB could never have done that. No. Who could just lay such callous, worthless, useless allegations on the IPOB? These are people that are asking for their rights. These are people that are asking for what? Justice. IPOB is a product of what? Inequality. Unbalanced what? Rights. Rights in Nigeria is meant for the North. The North are calling us slaves. Come to Nigeria and tell me who is the owner of the resources. We are naturally endowed. Where? Is it in the North? Where Nigeria is naturally endowed is in the southern Nigeria. And we are the people, indigenous of southern Nigeria, Yoruba, Igbo, Ejo, Ibibio, Efik. We are the owner of the oil.
okay.
Yes, there is no balanced justice here. All Igbo man see every day is inequality, oppression. Are you listening to me? Downgradation, looking down on person.
Okay.
Belittling Igbo man, looking on our heads, calling us slaves. People that should serve us in our land. Fulanis are slaves. They are visitors here. They are calling you and I slaves. They say that they have upper hand, that they are treating our politicians as they like. Say they don't make noise. They are bragging all over internet. We see it there. It's there till tomorrow. Alpha is telling you that you are nobody. Your land is where they get the oil. Their land is where they get only tomato. I listen to me. Granite. Onions. What the hell is that? Does Nigeria export onions? Who is buying onions from us? Go to United States and see better oil. Onions. It is called ring. Very big. You can eat it. Very edible. Onions. Big. What is that? Onions in the north. Tomato. Are they growing tomato in the north? Are they embarked or, cultivating what is called mechanized agriculture in the north? Is the agriculture over there mechanized? Go to Europe and see mechanized agriculture. Go to America. That's where you have farm produce, agricultural products, good crops. Are you listening to me? What you are eating here is nonsense. You are chili, or they call it tatachi.
Okay, let's look at
that's sick pepper. Their pepper is sick, very sick. They have nothing.
The attack on Owo and Catholic churches in Kaduna. The presidency has said it is politically motivated.
That is what we hear every day. Sorry, politically motivated. Go and arrest them. It's barbaric. Responses from the office of the presidency every day. They could not come out with what? Plans to curb it, to check it, to stop it. I think you understand. They always reply, barbaric attack. It is unnatural. God won't allow it. Act of wicked, act of callousness. That's response. Nothing again. This man allowed people from Mali, from Burkina Faso, from Chad, to be killing and maim innocent Nigerians. That man can never be your president. Somebody that is from another country can never feel you. He has no feelings about Nigerians. Who is it? The hell is that person? We are always complacent. We look down on something, on facts. Something we see. This is a fact. Nigerians, they will remove their faces from there because our politicians are money mongers. They are after money. That's why they should not observe that man. Why is it that railway went to Niger? What is railway? But what is it that Niger has that we don't have times 20? Niger has no natural resources. They have natural resources. How many? So why must we link a railway to Niger? Something is wrong somewhere. Amechi could not do anything. How many years as Minister of what? Transportation. Amechi could not do anything in the southeastern Nigeria. Anything in the southwestern Nigeria, only railway. Amechi came here and they controlled this railway from Lagos to Ibadan. You know that railway has been during the time of British from Lagos to Ibadan. Yes, that is something. For years, it is no new thing. Amechi built railway from Lagos to Ibadan. Is that an achievement? Yoruba has that railway. It was there from Yaba, Ochodi, Efo, down to Abeokuta, Ibadan. It was there. He just renovated it. He just renovated it. Amechi just renovated it. It is not achievement. It is not developmental infrastructure. Yoruba had it before. In Igbo land, nothing. Amechi has not done anything. He's telling us, I'm Chibuika Amechi, I'm your brother, I'm your brother. And then you are our brother. What is it? You have not shown us the love. You have not brought any infrastructural development in Igbo land. You have not shown Igbo man that you are his brother. You have not shown Yoruba man that you are from the same south with them. You went to Sokoto State and built, is it Sokoto or Katsina? University of Transportation. No, University of Transportation. I've never heard it before. It's Amechi that built it there. Amechi gave it to them. Go and see their roads. Go and see roads in the north. Road networks, links in the north, first class. How many roads do we have in Ikorekpene? Ikorekpene to Uyo to Cross River. Road. Oba, that federal road, Oba, that crosses Onitsha to Port Harcourt and the rest of southeastern states. How good is those roads? Are those roads at looking? How good are they at looking? Look at them. Dilapidated roads that work in the southeast, southwest, south, everywhere. Yet Amechi was the transportation minister. Are you listening to me? So these people, they are worthless. Ekweremadu is a worthless man to have said something against Obi. Do you know who Obi is? Obi made his money, become a millionaire in his 30s, early 30s. Obi bought his house in London in 1996. From 1996 till now is what? 26 years. Let's know, Obi is 60. Remove 26 from 60. How many? 54. That 60 minus 26. Remove it and tell me this one. Obi made money when he was young. 34, right? 34. 26 taken away from 60. We'll give you 34. At 34, he bought house in London. He went to basic, better schools, first class schools in the world. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson was his, if not schoolmate, classmate. That is the kind of person we want. We don't want Oluchola Soraki. We don't want Dan Kwambo. We don't want Ahmed Lawan. We don't want Okorocha. We don't want tired people, old people. No. Okay. We want what? Young men, vibrant men who can reason well, who can think well, by and large. We need vibrant young politicians, new breed of politicians. Okay. These are our guys. Okay. We want.
Thank you very much.
Obi Kararenke, Obi Kararenke, Obi Kararenke, Obi Kararenke.
I have
the son of the son.
What is happening in the west side?
The west side is Colorado. Can't you see what is happening? The Nigerian youth are jubilating because the Messiah is coming. Did you hear that phrase?
Ekweremadu says that Obi cannot win.
Who is a Ekweremadu? He was beaten up in Germany. German police rescue is dead. Dead man. Nine came. It's a motherfucking home. How many years in the Senate? What has it done? Where, which state does it come from? Ekweremadu from which state? He's a motherfucker.
No. Don't call you.
See, he's a mother. He's a fucker, your human being. He's nowhere to be found. Who is Ekweremadu? Now, the hierarchy of the world has spoken, and the world is spoken. The worldwide youth is that in Nigeria back. Because let me tell you one thing. I should give a little kudos to somebody they call Buhari, because Buhari bring us to see hungriness and suffering and let us realize that we have made a mistake of breaking them.
Now we need a new violation, a new change, a new face entirely. Don't you see what the governor of Edo State talked yesterday? I see the paper. Did you hear it? A city governor said, PDP, APC, the time is over. Now a new face is what we want. And now Nigeria come back, they wake up, say, we don't want them anymore. We don't even want Tinubu, we don't even want Atiku. We don't want the old motherfucking house anymore. We need a new home. Our home will be destroyed. They have kidnapped our people, destroy our farmland. We can't continue with them. It's end of the road. Every day they will tell us, we are going to look about it. The barbaric, the criminality, all in the Aso Rock. And now is the end of the fucking game. The game has come to an end. And now the youth are spoken.
Obi does not have a structure.
Obi have a structure. He does not have a structure. That is the choice of the youth. And the youth is the future of Nigeria. Now is the second NSAS. And they should go and write it down. Anything that happened to him, Nigeria will bombarded. Everybody now have opportunity to go his own way. Because we are tired of the old school. Old school is not good anymore to our life. Our life will be ridiculous. Humiliated, intimidated, kill. Inside the church, they kill you. Inside your house, they kill you. In the street, they kill you. They kill you on the highway. They kidnap you inside the train. You don't have life anymore in Nigeria under the fucking old faces. Old vagabond in power. VIP, they are vagabond in power. We don't want it anymore. Now, the situation have come for you and I. You have to choose who you serve. He said the life of death is the power of the tongue. Choose the devil or you choose God. Now we can't choose the devil anymore. The devil's time has expired in our life now.
I don't know who you are calling the devil. Though.
The devil and the one I rule and the one I want to come by force. Somebody tell you say you want to come by force. That's the demon. We don't want the demon anymore. The demon have been sucking our blood. Now we need God. Now we need God. And we have to wake up. The youth of Nigeria, one nation wide, one way. Nigeria is a giant of Africa. It's a recognized name in the whole world. Now we have changed our mind. We have changed it to the other side. We need a vibrant, somebody, a huge candidate in the president of Peter Obi. Where we will see a president go to another country, you will be appreciated. Your country will hold you responsible for anything that happens. Now we can't hold those vagabonds responsible. You are killing people every day. You are calling it political motivated. Is that a language? Is that Arabic language? This look like a motherfucking language. You're sucking on human blood. Is that your apartheid?
Okay, let's look at subsidy to hit 6 trillion naira by the end of this year.
See, let me tell you one thing. Subsidy hitting 6 million. Let it hit trillion. Let it hit 100 billion trillion. They are all back up. Their time is up. They are criminals. Can't go up against you and I in the name of Nigeria government. They are armed robbery. They are arming. They are stealing us. Group of people. They are not up to 500 or even they are not up to 100. Where's NPC? Where's our refinery? How long? They sold our refinery, they shared it in their pocket, and a whole Nigeria. 4 refinery was working before. Now no one is working. Since 1999. Now, how many fucking years is that? How many fucking years is that? They put us in a train, in a local train. They not carry our crew to the west side. They are all refinery there. They not bring it back. They not make me and you to suffer us. Now, enough of the motherfucking mama. Make sure your kids don't grow.
Okay, lastly, let's look at who are you voting?
All of us have chosen. We have decided to follow Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
Are you voting for Jesus?
Jesus Christ has produced a candidate for you and I. The president of the whether you like it or not. Someone says his tongue. Where is your tongue? Go to your home and make your tongue, not Nigeria.
Looking at Ekiti election, is there any Labour Party?
See, let me tell you one thing. Ekiti election is not a general election. It's a home election. Now we have spoken our voice. Go and mark it down. All of us are going to take our PVC. Whether you don't have or you don't have, Go for it now. How about because the election is just part of the export. Telling that they share money, money is not going to accept in the general election. General election is for the youth, not for equity, not for state. For Nigeria, the interest of you and I, equity interest can not for you and I. We want from up limit.
Christian tickets, Labour Party, would it fly? Don't your people is a Christian, Peter Obi is a Christian.
The situation that is on the ground, it will fly. Because we are all Nigeria.
Okay.
We have choose our choice, whether Christian, we have choose our choice. Because this is the second NSAS.
At that time they go young way.
The youth spoke against the motherfucking police brutality. Now the youth is spoken against the motherfucking political dog, sucker, vampire, out of the game. And we have our way. And we are going to have our way. And now it's our way. Thank you, Christian.
Thank you very much, Oluwawan, for your analysis this morning, giving us the West Side language. Yes, we are coming to the East Colorado. Yes, we are coming to the end of the program this morning. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being part of the program. I am Christian Chukwu. See you tomorrow for another exciting edition of the program. Bystanders at the newsstands. I am Christian Chukwu. Thank you very much.